Namaste, goddesses. Welcome to another episode of Planet Aphrodite with Meenal. And today, this free day, we have someone very, very special. Her life journey is so inspiring, and you will say so, She is the first Indian cancer survivor to become the national champion in, I will not tell the sport, she will tell you. She's a winner of 50 plus international and national awards, a winner of 3 national level gold medals in that particular sport. So you keep thinking. First Indian cancer survivor to be crowned as Mrs. Global United Lifetime Queen 2018, Mrs. Global United 2017, Mrs. International Worldwide Queen 2015, and a very powerful international motivational speaker. So please put your hands together for today's goddess. So please put your hands together for Dr. Namita Kohok. Welcome, Namita. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm perfectly fine. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Dr. Namita Kohok, your Mrs. Global United Lifetime Queen.
Yay! And we are so happy to have you on our planet, Goddess Namita. Please tell us, please take our goddesses to your journey. How was your life before the challenge? How was it?
Born in the 80s in a very small town, Dhulia. When I was barely, probably 3 odd years of age, went to a school where, again, in a very, very smaller town than where I was born.
Okay.
And the journey has started from there, and born in the 80s to a set of parents coming from middle class family, and that too, first child born is a daughter. So there were people who were always criticizing that you wish you could have a son, and being very, very being born to very strong and humble parents, I was always their center of attraction, and they always happened to see that she's going to make some mark of her own. And gradually the journey started. I belonged to Nasik. I did my schooling, I did my college, everything from Nasik. Got married in Nasik. My life had a beautiful pink picture. You can say the sky is pink. The sky was pink then, and everything was going in a very smooth manner. I was married for 10 odd years, having my son who was 7 years of age, and I was working in an international school in the city, and as a public relations officer, and everything was going really smooth. We always think we have plans for every single day. We set up an alarm.
Right.
We set up an alarm thinking that we will be as fine as we are when we are setting up the alarm for the next day when we'll put off the alarm.
Right.
6.5 years ago, my life was as smooth as I could have imagined. And I had set up an alarm, and I was moved to an hospital in Nasik, and things changed drastically. My life changed 360 degrees, one after the other. After that particular episode, I was told by the doctors in Nasik that this case has to be moved to Mumbai. I wanted to reach Mumbai before I could be said as she is a body. Doctors came and met me, and they said that, you had an extensive surgery. You might be thinking that exactly what was wrong, but we were in touch with your husband, and he's aware about everything. But now we want to break the ice, and you are positive for cancer. And I was shattered to bits and pieces because, I said, why me? There are a lot of people in the world who do so many things. Always think about that. I felt myself that when we are way too happy, maybe we might forget to thank God. But when we are in pain, that is the time when we first, asked this question, that why me? So that was the one thing which came up to my mind, that why me? My little one is just barely 7 years of
Right.
age. My life was very, very fine. And exactly what has gone wrong in my life that this is happening. And they said that from next tomorrow, like next day, we start up with your first chemo cycle. I said, these things I was not prepared.
Right.
I was not prepared
Maybe
to listen to.
nobody is.
I always say I was jobless, I was healthless, but I was not hopeless. Umeed pe duniya kaim hai.
Right.
And that's how a new Namita was born. I had a port fixed here. It was below the neck and above the chest, and there was another IV which was supposed to be injected, but they could not find the vein on both of my hands, and they said that we'll give you the IV through your thighs. And that moment, on the hospital bed with my first chemo cycle, I launched my company, Young Minds Educational Solutions and Consultancy Services, right on the hospital bed itself.
That's our goddess.
You know, ev-
Amazing.
I have always believed, today you have invited me here because you feel that somewhere I fit in a bracket of an inspirational picture. But
Right.
believe me, behind every inspirational picture, there is an untold story of constant pain and persistent efforts which
Yeah.
get you here on this platform.
Right.
And that exactly, after that, I was going ahead with one after the other, the cycles of chemos, and I completed my 13 cycles. And 2015 September, I got a call saying that you are selected for Mrs. India, and I was like super excited to know that. But I asked them that who gave my entry, because it was an online entry, and I had not given that entry. They said that we have forwarded the details to you via email, and that my entry for Mrs. India 2015 was given by the nurse of the hospital where I was taking my treatment.
Wow.
I've seen, you refer every interviewee as goddesses. I have
Yeah.
seen. I called up the nurse. She was the South Indian Keralite nurse, and I told her, like, what's wrong? Like, you've given me my entry for Mrs. India. You know what condition I'm in right now, and she's like, I know what condition you're in right now, and only thing I would like to say is, very categorically, she mentioned that cancer ko ek chehra hona chahiye. I thank cancer because I believe that there are two kinds of pain. One pain which destroys you, another pain which recreates you. So new
Right.
Namita was born. This is my second innings, and I never wanted to leave any stone unturned. Soon after Mrs. India, Tiny Crown, that second episode happened as Mrs. International Worldwide Queen 2015 in Hong Kong. I got a very nice shining, silver tiara, and it was like, so. Like every time I went to the hospital, and I just gave a very tight hug to my nurse, and I told her, thank you so much. See, this is such a huge tiara. Last time you were not happy because that was a very tiny tiara, tiny crown, but this time you should be really happy because I don't know. औरतें खुशी नहीं होती है कुछ भी करे. So I told her, and she said, and on top of it, it was like, it is such a big crown, and in spite of that, she said, like, no, I still want you to go ahead and do something related to cancer. I said, kya hai? I don't know, dil mange more kind of thing.
Right.
And
Right.
and in 2017 January, I got a call from Mrs. Global United Queen in 2017, and I was taken to surprise that they said that, are you aware about this kind of pageant? I said, absolutely, I'm not. They said, we are a philanthropic organization. We deal with Childhood Cancer Research Foundation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where all the contestants will be cancer survivors who will come under one platform to get that
Right.
glittering crown with a golden ribbon. wow, look at that, that nurse from an hospital in Bombay who never
Yeah,
even,
she
must
could.
have crossed, her city limits, and had a vision that, I could get something like this, or I can participate into something like this. And that's how the entire preparation started. Very touching moment for me, because I was the first Indian ever in the history of Global United to represent my country as the first Indian cancer survivor. So, I was moved by things which were happening in my life. I used to sit and think at times that, what God must have thought, because when I was diagnosed with cancer, that moment, uh, I used to feel that if with such an extensive surgery, I'm still alive, that means my return ticket is yet not confirmed. The date is yet
Right.
to be decided. And finally, the final question, and the final question was for they asked, like, describe women in one sentence. So you have all the goddesses who are listening, and the audience and everyone. And I come from a middle class family where my parents have always supported me. In my grade 7th standard, I happened to learn a few lines. Actually, I had learned a speech, and I used to tend to forget few lines. And those few lines which I used to forget, I remembered there on the last final question. And
Mm-hmm.
the answer for Mrs. Global United Lifetime, the Queen question was, describe women in one sentence. That this goes to all of your goddesses that I just mentioned. Thank you, judges, for the question. Uh, though it's very difficult to describe women in one sentence, but I will try. For me, women is the generator, operator, creator, and director of this world. The glittering
Wow.
crown, the glittering crown came to India. The crown is
Yes.
so beautiful, and it has a golden cross right in the center of the crown, because it's not related to any beauty pageant. We are
Right.
beauty and beyond, because that
Right.
crown is for a proud cancer survivor. I was so keen on coming back to my country, like 1.5 months. I had to stay back, and I was
Right.
so keen on coming back and meeting that nurse. And I was like just trying to give a tight hug to her that, oh, finally I've made it till here. And I was taken aback that none of my or videos have not been seen by that nurse. I was like, why has she has not seen, or why she has not even sent a simple congratulations to me? Because I have come so far from that particular thing. And
Right.
finally I landed. It was 3 a.m. in the morning, and I had to reach back to Nasik. And my family was there at the airport, and we had, like, there's a wonderful moment of meeting and greeting everyone. And things were just beautiful. And at 3 a.m., once everything was done, meeting and greeting, I told my husband that we have to hit the hospital. He said, like, are you crazy? It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. You can come again and meet her or show her your crown. I said, no, I have to meet her now, because these doctors and nurses they're used to all the timings. So we go to the hospital right now. He said, yes, done. And my car moved towards direction of towards Nasik. And I just told my husband, I said, excuse me, we were supposed to go to the hospital, right? And then he said, the sister is no more. you know
That's
uh,
life. Yeah.
yeah, that's life. The lady who gave me a vision, you know, um,
Right.
who had uh, given me a way of life, and who gave me one motto, cancer ko ek chehra hona chahiye. I'm an ordinary person. I'm an ordinary cancer survivor, like so many of them. I have a lot of people who are connected to me who are suffering from cancer today. I have 1,800 children whom I'm taking care of under my wings. Whatever I could do for them, I'm doing it. So when someone just mentioned that, okay, she's fine being a delicate cancer survivor and a lady with a crown, but I don't think so she has that much of strength in her. Oh, उससे मुझे kick मिल गई.
कहाँ जाना
There is one thing.
है?
अब तो कोई तो कुछ तो चाहिए ना.
Right,
You have
right.
to have
What's
such
the
kind of
next
people in your
milestone?
life.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You have to have someone like this, that beauty with brain is like okay. But
Yeah.
beauty with brain, with strength, from where does it come? And that's where a new Namita and a new segment was born. And I became, like, as you said, you have kept it undercover, that
Yes,
what was
yes,
my
yes.
game.
I was about to
So,
ask that. Can you share that?
yeah,
Lift the
yes.
cave and tell our goddesses like what sports? Okay, just goddesses. 1 second, yeah. Take a second. Have a good look at her. She's beautiful. Yeah. Now tell me which sports does she represent?
Because goddesses, let me tell you one thing: it's never too late to change your life, and age is just a number.
Yeah.
So, my game. If you look at me like this, maybe you might have been thinking about something very teeny weeny, but I'm a national champion power lifter. So I'm the
Yeah.
first Indian cancer survivor who is into powerlifting. You can check out my videos on my Facebook and my Insta page. But let me take you through the journey of powerlifting.
Yeah. So how did that
16
happen? I'm
tablets.
so
Yeah,
curious.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
With 16 tablets a day, every single day. I've seen women, Meenal, who has to take those thyroid tablet for
Right.
a day, and like one tablet a day or two, and like you keep cribbing, and you always say, oh my god, I have to take this, oh my god, I have to take this. What about
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
16 tablets which I take.
Right.
On top of it, with extensive surgery, with cycles of chemotherapies, with radiations, with brachytherapy, everything,
Together.
whatever you could imagine,
Yes.
everything is with me. This is
Right.
like a backpack which is always with me, because that's
Right.
that's my past, and it's going to be
Right.
with me. But
Right.
that was my past which happened, and I wanted to recreate a different kind of a person. I wanted to give that kind of faith. I had colon cancer, and which is related to your intestine. That means it's related to your core
Yeah.
muscles. So you
Right.
have to have very strong core muscles. First time, Meenalji, I remember it was 5 years ago, when I was almost out of my chemo cycles and everything. My doctor mentioned that being thin doesn't mean you're strong.
Right.
Pursue some kind of sport, either do some kind of workout. So join gym.
Right.
I had never seen the face of gym in my life. I've never seen what dumbbells look like. So first time 5 years ago, I went to the gym, and it is a very nice gym. And I still remember first month of my gym, and like I was given a 2.5 kg dumbbell in my hand. My hands used to shake, tremble. I was not even able to hold 2.5 kg dumbbell in my hand. I was so weak. I was weak, maybe psychologically and physically both.
Right.
Because
Right.
you always have a stigma attached to cancer,
Right. Right.
or maybe any illness for that matter, when
Right.
it is physical.
Right. Right.
So those things were there in my mind, and gradually I started picking up. Um, I started loving to do exercises related more towards lifting weights rather than cardio.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like too much of cardio. So the women who used to be there in my batch, she always used to say, she's so tiny, but still now she could come up with different things every day. They could see how she's growing. And almost 1.5 years ago, I just asked my coach, that my personal trainer in the gym, and I asked him that I need to lift more weight than this. He said, this is maximum what we have. So that was a beginning of a new this thing. They said, this is a sport, Namita. I said, is it? Oh, what is it called? I didn't even know what kind of sport actually I was doing. So they
Okay.
said, this is called as a field which is called as powerlifting, one. Second, there are a lot of men in powerlifting because it's a bulkier game. It is a
Right.
game of strength, endurance, and passion. And no cancer survivor at all, because you can't even think of about this, because
Right.
your core has to be so strong. You know,
Right.
fitness is being better than what you were. So I was trying to get better
Right.
day after one day after the, and finally I found out my guru in Kalyan. So I met him, and he's like, मैडम जी आपके पास अवार्ड्स है, आपके पास नाम है, फॉलोअर्स है, सब कुछ है, फिर क्यों? Why do you have to do that? He really wanted to see
Right.
if it is running in my spine, or am I just doing it for the sake of doing it? So
Right.
he could see, he could feel that, and gradually he said that yes, we think we have found a correct athlete at this time. And my training started. It was difficult. There were moments when I crashed. There were, because
Masha. Yeah.
it's not that you turn up to be a national champion overnight. Nothing happens
Right.
overnight. It's your
Right.
blood, sweat, and determination which goes throughout 24/7. It was here. I could My dreams were not letting me sleep. They were like, wake up, wake up, wake up, get ready, you know, hit the workplace, hit the workout, and start working on the weights. And a lady who was not even able to hold a 2.5 kg dumbbell came up to a
Right.
platform. I had seen the best of the auditoriums, Meenalji, where I have spoken. It's like close to 575 top sessions I've already spoken to. I've spoken to numerous audiences. I have been to best of the places, had tons of photo shoots, everything. But first
Right.
time in my life, last year, September. See, normally where I'm going to go and see a stadium, I,
Right.
I, I, I went there, and before going there, there were times which came in my life. Like first, before September, there was divisional level, and my mother-in-law was like, "Are you sure you're going to do this?" Because she used to see I had no, because I had tons of changes in my food. People
Right.
could see. People could see. See, when you start working out, it's okay for you to feel different, but
Right.
when you get results, people see the results.
Right.
A lot of people start asking me like, you look different. Yeah,
Yeah.
the way your body is developed now, it's nice. Are you doing something? Only one thing
Right.
on my mind: work hard in silence, let your success make noise. So I was like, no, no, okay, I'm just working out, and that thing was going on. I cleared my divisional level. After that, I cleared my states. So after the moment I cleared my state level, I felt like, oh, I should break the ice to everyone, and I should share with my social media handle and tell people that I'm doing this. But there was a pause. That the moment I put something related to powerlifting states, that I've cleared the state level, the immediate question is, okay, let's see if she can clear the nationals. That was
Right.
the bull's eye. So I still kept quiet, and I said, if I'm not able to make it at the nationals, then I'll post that I tried for nationals, but I could only clear states.
State.
And yeah, uh, you know gradually, with all the hard work, and you have to have a very strong force behind what dream you have. And when I reached that platform, when I reached that stadium, I was all in tears, because I could see very bulky, strong, stronger than me people, few women also, and they looked at me and like, she is also a competitor, because amongst them I was the tiniest, and
Yeah.
being in the senior category. But my dreams were not small. My dreams have always been, I always have thought that aim high,
Right.
aim about, shoot the moon. If you miss the moon, still you land in the stars.
Right.
And that moment when I was picking up my final lifts, uh, I remembered, it just took me to the flashback, wherein my wrist was not even able to hold a 2.5 kg dumbbell. And with my final lift for deadlift, because there are three categories like
Right.
bench press, squat, and deadlift. Together, my total weights lift had to be like 150 kgs, but that was the target. And I think about 2.5 kgs, and I was thinking about 150 kgs
150 kgs.
a total lift. And the final deadlift was 87.5 kgs was the deadlift which I had to lift. And um, only one thing in my mind, I had this line which came in my mind every after, when I was actually on the bar and I was about to lift ki, ऐसे होता है ना, जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि कैसे एक जुनून सा था, पता नहीं क्या था। मुझे नहीं लगता कि खून बह रहा था, कोई जुनून बह रहा था बदन में, और लग रहा था कि अम, मान लो तो हार होगी, लेकिन ठान लो तो जीत होगी। ठान लिया था कि
Right.
बस इसे उठाना है, बस ये ऐसा टेम्पो था कि you have to do this, Namita. It is now or never. And the 87.5 kg clean deadlift came to me. And
Wow.
when I was told that
Awesome.
150 kgs, I thought that I could have I reached 150 kgs. My coach said, "I'm so sorry, you haven't." I said, "It's okay, coach. I gave my 100%." He said, "No, you have reached 162 kgs. So you have made your mark."
Wow.
So,
This is
you know,
amazing.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
you know, this is
Yeah.
this is transformation.
Yeah.
Those uh, best bench press, best squat, and best deadlift with a total of 162 kgs in the senior category, all three
Wow.
gold medals proudly in my hand. I was like,
Awesome.
I
So
was in
proud of
tears,
you. So proud of
you
you,
know,
Dr. Namita.
s- you know, with,
Yes.
I'll tell you, Meenal ji, with cancer comes a lot of things in your life. I've seen people breaking down with cancer. If I'm alive for a reason. Let me make that reason worth for everyone to see that yes, we know one cancer survivor. If she can do it, why can't
Right.
you?
Right.
That's how it's going on. Like, now I'm absolutely a fitness person. I'm a good girl. I don't miss out on my workouts. I
Yeah.
see, during the quarantine time as well, it's not necessary that you have to go to a gym. You can do so many activities at home without fail. 108 Surya Namaskars I do
Wow.
every single day. That's the basic thing, because I always feel that
Hmm.
desi khao, desi kasratein karo, because that's in the long run it
Right.
goes. It gives you good skin, it gives you great
Yeah.
hair, it gives you fantastic confidence. That's what is needed,
Right.
required. And that's how you could see from a journey coming from a delicate person coming to a strong individual like what I am
That's
today.
amazing.
That's how it is, like.
Isn't that amazing, goddesses, to hear her story? Now, this is a very important part of our show wherein we ask for a gem from our goddess. So, Goddess Namita, there will be many women, not necessarily cancer survivors or undergoing that, but women who have an age barrier or a stage barrier or a social barrier, and one gem, one actionable thing that you want to tell those goddesses, like, you take this gem and you do it and you move forward in your life. So what will that one gem be?
Okay, so I that one gem in anyone's life, as you said, it's not necessary that you have to be a cancer survivor or anyone, that one gem any individual, a, a goddess or a god, has to be with them is discipline. Because if you have any kind of discipline in your life, that's the, you know, benchmark which sets you for a goal of determination, dedication, and devotion. So these
Wow.
4 Ds: discipline, determination, dedication, and devotion will take you where exactly you belong to. So have little discipline in your life, a discipline of routine exercise, a discipline of doing little bit of meditation. Meditation can be listening to a good song, or, you know, having a
Right.
scoop of ice cream. That is also a meditation.
I love
Do
this
what you
meditation.
like. Yeah, because meditation is what, soothing your mind, you know, soothing your soul. If that's going to give you happiness, do that.
Right.
So as I said, any little thing in the life starts with discipline. So have that tiniest discipline in your life, and you're going to make it really big.
Wow, awesome. So we would like to stay in touch with you. We would like to follow you. What are your social media handles?
It is Namita Paritosh Kohok on Facebook,
Okay.
and Namita Kohok at on Instagram, and hello. And I'm not active on Twitter.
Okay, okay. So
So
our goddesses will find you and we'll follow you, and it's very inspiring. Thank you so much for your time and your story. So, goddesses, in today's episode, you saw like nothing is a challenge. Like everything, I mean, it appears like a cakewalk for us, but she put in that determination, her discipline, her focus, her dedication. You know, she like we all have 24 hours, and she being an entrepreneur, a wife, a mother, a daughter-in-law, a daughter, you know, an Indian. She has played so many roles so beautifully. So uh, what's your day like? Before we end the show, I would like to know how's your day like, and you know, if you can share that.
well, yeah, of course, because I've seen people saying that, you know, we have so much to do. Like when I start my day, like generally now even though if it's the lockdown period, but still, like of course 2 hours exclusively I give for my fitness, because that's what I seriously love doing. That's my discipline comes. So that's exercise. Post that, I have my online meeting schedule for being an entrepreneur, having my company with Young Minds Educational Solutions and Consultancy Service. Yes, cooking. That is one thing. I love to eat, and I love to cook as well, because
Okay.
if you really want to reach the heart of your loved ones, the way is through the stomach. So I do that as
Yes.
well. And said, I work for children with cancer. So it's like close to 1,800 kids I'm taking care of. So there are counseling sessions like the way we are talking right now. So there are patients whom I
Right.
do with them regularly. You know, no matter what, if I have shared the story with you today, such kind of things I do every single day for them. You know, if they take
Right.
even 1% of it, still I feel I've succeeded somewhere. So that kind of
Right.
counseling happens. And post that is yet another segment that I have to be in touch with my Global United family, with set of close to 40 or 48 set of countries, and what's happening there around. So the moment it is evening and night here, their day starts at the other different time zones. I feel sometimes 24 hours are also too less.
So thank you so much for your time and beautiful story and sharing. So let's stay in touch, and namaste for today's
Sure.
session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much. God bless.
Love you.
Thank you.